Okay.
All right, we are live. Hey, Seagull.
Hey, Seagull, it's Mel Song. And to anybody else out there that's listening that's not in chat, welcome to Straight Talk with Lori and Mel. And I know I've been AWOL for quite a while. And I do apologize. I've been dealing with some health stuff. I've got a back that refuses to work correctly. And I did take a week and fly up to Pittsburgh to see my youngest nephew graduate, and there's nothing like sitting in a an airline wheelchair and sitting on a plane and waiting 2 hours for pilots to show up to make your bad back worse. So
Hey,
that
Socks.
that's
James.
always fun. But so glad to be back with you guys. Hey Socks, hey little James, hey
Hey,
Shangy girl.
Shangy. How you doing?
We're uh we're so glad to be back with you guys. We're gonna do an hour today. Hey Janie. Um we're gonna do an hour today and Lori and I had talked and said that kind of our gift to the group was to sort of do a little mini hiatus over the summer to do hour groups once a week. Sorry, whoa, once a month. But we're going to come back strong in the fall, so you better look out. You know what happens when we get going. So, hope everybody's having a good summer. Laura, you having a good summer?
Oh, I am. I am. And you know what's nice too is when we come back in the summer or in the fall, hey Shannon, we still haven't even started touching on what we used to do on the late night crew together. I mean,
I
we've got
know it.
some in-depth, some fun, but yet you know, our stuff can get a little sexual, but you are a professional, retired professional counselor on that, and I am a professional wife. And you are a perfect, you know what, everybody loves sex, right? I mean, it's, if you don't like sex, there's an issue with you, not with us. So hey, Robbie, hey
Right.
Tex, how you guys doing?
Hey, little Robbie. Hey, little Tex. Hey, Shonda. You know that song, Let's Talk About Sex. Yeah, that's kind of initially how Lori and I, got together when I was hitting some of the late night shows. And, that was sort of my introduction. And so,
It
yeah,
was.
we can talk about, hey, Kevin, we can talk about all kinds of topics. And what's really cool about the people that come into this group, and I just love, and I'm seeing some new names, I'm seeing some names I haven't seen in a while, is you guys give us ideas for topics. So
Yeah.
anytime you think of something you'd like for us to discuss, hey, Louisiana, send Lori a message, hit her up on her IG, um, say, hey, what about this? What about that? Um, we've both been in long term relationships. I've been married and divorced. I'm in my current relationship with my boyfriend a year and a half. Lori and Tim have been together 27 years, married 26. Hey, Meg, OG. Um, and I'm going to try to recognize people as they come on. I've got some problems with my eyes too. I'm just falling apart. Okay,
It comes
but
with age,
I
wisdom, but
tell
falling
you,
apart.
I tell you. Hey Terry, so if I miss you, I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, but anyway, you guys come up with the ideas, and we'll toss them around, and we'll put them on there. This is your group, not ours. But with our experience with relationships, and me having been a mental health and substance abuse counselor for 32 years, we kind of mixed the two and said, "Hey, this could be something."
Yeah.
We're not, but so far it's turned out to be something. So
Yeah.
anyway, we
And you know
got to
what,
talk.
Mel? Do
What's
you
that?
realize that you and me have actually been friends now for 9 months since the inception of the late night crew?
Oh,
Before
we're
I
we
even got my
we
own channel, and I did it off of Tim's channel. And yes,
and
nine
then we
months strong.
birthed Straight Talk with Lori and Mel.
Yes, we did. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Brenda. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you
Hey,
guys.
Scotty. Hey,
MTP in the
Brenda.
house.
Yeah,
So
we birthed a separate show together.
we sure did.
I
But
love it.
you
Yeah,
can't
when
take this chemistry, a friendship, and just not come up with such an ideal of. Yeah, Siegel, she has it on the mental health and the addictions from sex addiction, drugs, alcohol, all of it. So, and I just like alcohol, or not alcohol. I do like sex. So, I mean, you can't marry the two. You know what I mean? Damn,
hey
Terry,
Terry,
you and Meg, 30 years with your spouse. Congrats.
that is awesome, Terry. Yeah, Siegel, I wouldn't say mental health expert. I would just say that after 32 years, if I haven't
You,
done it, I know a little bit about it.
you know, a little bit of something, something about it. Yeah, your
I
fingers
know a
have
little bit
dabbled
of
in a little
something.
something.
Hey, Scotty.
Well, we
Um,
have a fun show tonight. You want to tell them what our show's about tonight,
I
Mel?
do. I do. We're thinking about, hey, it's summertime. People are looking for, fun things to do. I don't know about where everybody's from. Hey, Scotty, happy anniversary. 27 years tomorrow. Um, here in
Congrats, Scotty.
Northeast here in Northeast Florida, we fry eggs on the sidewalk for fun. Um, I was, I mean, I can't even take my dogs outside because they all look at me like, really, mom? Can you put a pee pad down? Um, I don't know where everybody's is coming in from here in the chat, but we wanted to talk today about what are some fun, funky, they could be fun, funky, feisty, frisky, frivolous. What are some things that you can think of that would be fun ways or fun things to do as a couple over the summer? It could be whether you're married, whether you're in a committed relationship, whether you're just in a hangout
Friends?
relationship, friends. Oh, Meg, 31 in August. She says, I agree, don't do it. Yeah, it could be a just friends, just between friends. So I'm throwing it out
Congrats,
there.
Shanda. You know what, Mel? I think I have been thinking about this for a long time. And with your experience as a counselor and stuff, I did not realize how many of us in our community have been married over 20 plus years with our spouses because it's never talked about or celebrated. Because sometimes people look at marriage as like, oh, they're just easily tossed away. And you know what? I think there should be something that we kind of do for a show that highlights people who have been married over 20 plus years for a
I
show
agree.
one time.
I agree. We
Because
need to do a happy anniversary show.
for anybody over 20 years, it don't matter, just for the whole year. If you're going to hit that 20-year mark or above, I think that's a show idea that me and you need to start working on, because I can't believe how many that I'm even just seeing here today. I know me and Tim and Roland and his wife are in the 26 to 27-year range together.
Yeah.
And then I knew Meg had been over 30 years, but to find out that look at all these people. And
I
I didn't even
know.
know Carl's been married 19. So he's about to hit the 20-year mark too.
Yeah.
So that's a,
Brenda
it's a
says
work.
she,
It's a career.
yeah. Yep, Brenda says she likes that idea. Yeah, I think that even if people aren't married, if they've been together 20 years, I think it would be
Yes.
really cool to hear from people what they've done to successfully stay together for 20 years. Like, have they lived in separate houses? Do they take separate vacations? Do they, hey, Casey, you know,
Casey, no, you don't even know, Mel. He changed jobs. He can't come around at night anymore and he sleeps during the day.
oh,
So to see
okay.
him right now is, you don't even understand how special that is. So,
Oh, that's
Casey,
awesome. Well,
I
welcome,
love you, dude.
Casey. Scotty said he's trying to figure out how his wife stayed with him so long. Well, then, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a
Yep.
long-term relationship show, and people can, you all can be who are the experts can talk about, how you've gotten through rough times, how you've kept the good times going, how you ride that roller coaster. So yeah, let's do that. For today, um, drop in the chat, what are some things that you can do, that you have done in the past, that you want to do? How do you put some fun in, particularly in the summer? It's hot, it's sticky. Oh, that's a whole nother show. um
Yeah,
it's
that's the one we're going to get to in the fall, when it's a
or
little colder.
maybe that's how you put the fun in your summer, hot and sticky. I don't
Well,
know.
it's so hot, fruit roll-ups, they kind of melt and you can put them on places and lick them off. That's all I'm going to say. So,
Hey Maria, yeah, what are some things you can do morning, noon, night, weekends? Do you have a Netflix marathon? My boyfriend introduced me to a show that's been on years that I didn't know was on Netflix called The Ranch, and I had no idea. It's like a 30-minute sitcom. Well, you put Aston Kutcher, the gal who was in An Officer and a Gentleman, and then you put, oh, who's the guy with the deep voice who's gotten better looking as he gets older? I just had a brain fart. Anyway,
Morgan Freeman.
no, no, white guy. Oh God,
Okay.
Sam Elliott.
Okay.
You put
And
them in
Deborah
it,
Winger.
and Deborah Winger, and it's hysterical. So maybe you have Netflix nights. Maybe you have a night at the beach during new moon, and you go out and you do a little boot knocking. I don't know. What do you do for fun?
Would you like to know my top 5 that we do in the summer, Mel?
What do you do? Oh, somebody's got
One,
swimming.
I was going to say, one, um, Tim and me, we like to swim, and let me tell you, sex in a pool, you can't beat it. There's no
Oh
weight. I mean,
yeah.
it's your buoyancy. There's so many things you can do in a pool. Let me tell you. Self cleanup too. What can I say? And the filters take care of it.
I tell you,
But
or in any body of water, as long as you're
yes,
not
a
around
pool or a tub.
gators or
Yep.
sharks.
Yep. Also, we like to play in the rain, especially on hot nights when it's raining. We will actually go out there, and whether we have our grandson or it's just the two of us, so as a couples, we like, hey, Kim, we love to get out there and play in the rain. And our neighbors used to laugh at us, and now you should see how many come out, and they're all out just standing there watching us, and then they're in the rain playing too.
Hey,
It's funny.
Mo. Oh, I
Um,
love that. Your inner child has to come out and play in the rain. As long as there's
yeah.
no thunder, I mean lightning, go play in the rain, folks. One day you
Full
won't be
moon.
able to.
We The other night I had a song on my phone. Tim came out to ask what I was doing, and I scooped him in my arms, and we just started dancing under the moonlight. And I actually did the
Love
song
it.
on IG with the moon that we had going, that I danced with him under the moonlight and walking, because we love the heat. We don't like the cold. Oh, we lost Mel for a minute, guys. She's been having some connection issues. So, but I also like walking. We take walks in the evening, just the two of us, or with the dogs. Um, so there's just a few things we like to do in the summertime together when the heat. I mean, it's always fire in our house. Let me just say, have you seen my husband? In my eyes, whoo, he is a sexy beast, but that's my opinion. So nobody else has to agree with me. But that's what me and Tim do for our summer times. We like to keep it hot when the temperatures are rising. So are we. Let's just put it that way.
I'm a
So Mel,
Scorpio too, Casey. Sorry, I
I'm a
got booted.
Cancer.
I
That's
got I
okay.
got I got booted there. Sorry, something got booted me. So somebody else says
Camping.
sex in the pool hall, camping. So I like that joke. Somebody said they asked an old couple if they believed in divorce, and they said no, but murder, yes. Connie
Casey
going to
likes
New
to go camping in
Hampshire.
the woods and country rain. Yep.
Oh, I love that. Now we like RVing, and uh, we're getting to the point where my boyfriend's considering, because he just had shoulder surgery. He's had a spinal cord stimulator put in, and he's now looking at this whole hooking the truck up to the travel trailer. So he's looking at maybe getting a Class C, so we can just load it and go. But yeah, we'd like. I know for us, spending a night in a hotel somewhere, maybe at the beach, or RV camping, cooking together. We like sometimes it's just like, oh, I've got a new pudding shot recipe.
All right.
So
Yeah.
we'll be making pudding shots, and neither one of us are big drinkers, but there's nothing like a couple of pudding shots before bed. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Ashley.
Well, thank you, Socks. He's not bad for an old fart. You saw his drill sergeant pictures. Now, come on, ladies. When Tim, come on, shoo, you know, Tim puts on a uniform, all bets are off for me. And when I see him on stage, even at an Outlaw concert, Outlaw Nation, and I haven't seen him in a couple of days, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's my man. I ain't afraid. You know what? I don't care what people think. In my eyes, he is still, after 27 years together, he's still the sexiest man in my eyes. I still get butterflies when he comes up and puts his arms around me or when he gives me a kiss. I still get those butterflies. And I guess that's why I've been able to, stay married to him for all this time.
I like
So
that, Meg. We aggravate the hell out of each other for
that's
fun.
right. Well, thank you, Maria and Socks. What is your five top things, Mel, other than like cooking and stuff? What do you guys like to do? What other things do you do in the summertime? It's
Well,
cheap. Mine are all free to do. I
yeah,
didn't pay a dime.
the RV camping, we like to do like the Netflix, binges. He's the cook, so I'm more the sous chef or do the we've got a group of people that we like to hang out with. It's probably not news to most people of the group, but some people might be that I'm into naturism. With him, we belong to a nudist group.
I was going to say, explain naturalism to a lot of people who might
Yeah,
not
yeah.
understand that term.
Naturism is a fancy word for being a nudist, and so we
And
do
what's a
things.
nudist?
We do things with the nudist group, and nudists are
No
it's not.
clothes.
It's not about sex. It's about we like
Exactly.
to run around without our clothes on, and so the nudist group will have pool parties at different people's uh, pools. We just went to a resort over the weekend that's a nudist resort and had, boy, the pool felt so good for my back. And so, it's not for everybody, but for us, I mean, it's kind of funny. You forget that people don't have their clothes on because, nobody's having to one up each other with what they're wearing or, how do I look? You just forget about it. So we like doing that kind of stuff, and
Now, when
we
you
like.
first got into it, just curious, because a lot of people you see, they're like, nudist? Okay. On that, when you first got started, was there for you the first time that you went, was there a lot of like just being natural human looking before
you
you
you kind
felt
of
more
can't
comfortable?
help it. Yeah, you kind of can't help it because I mean, other than in my 20s when my husband and I would go boating and camping with friends at the river house, and we'd all go jump in the springs at night after we were drinking, and we'd go skinny dipping. That was the only other time I'd done anything like that. And then the whole time I was teaching and the whole time I was a counselor, I never entertained it because I was thinking about, professionalism. Well, I'm retired now. If I run into somebody, then oh well, they're there and I'm there. I actually ran into the husband of a fellow counselor. Well, it's her ex husband. He's in the group that we're in. So hi so and so, hi so and so. It's kind of funny when somebody says good to see you. You know, it's a joke.
Hey,
But
Maka. Hey, Danimals. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys.
yeah, at first it's kind of like, oh, well, there's that. But now it's like it's no big deal, it's just it's kind of like no big deal. And it's not about sex. It truly is not about sex. Now what people do behind their closed doors is up to them, but the whole concept of nudism is people just don't want to wear clothes. And there's a lot of
Isn't it
research.
about throwing off the constraints of what man has put on us that you
Yeah,
just are in who you were born? You came into this world with no clothes. You'll go out without no clothes. Well,
yeah. And I
technically,
mean, for
but
people like to garden without their clothes on. They like to house clean without their clothes on. I mean, you go to a nudist house and there's usually towels or blankets all over the furniture. And when we go to nudist house, we take our own towels and sit on them. Or when we go to their pool parties, everybody takes towels to sit on. And you just, like this weekend, we have a pool party to go to, and everybody will take their chairs and towels, and everybody takes food to eat. And it's like going to any other party. You stand around and talk, you enjoy the pool or the hot tub, you have a good time, and we've made a lot of friends that way. So if I'm not there because of my back, I've got all these people asking, oh my gosh, how's Melody, is she doing okay? It's
Hey,
a
Shandon.
very close knit group of people. It's really
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Don't you have to keep your circle, like, because of the safety reasons and because of that, a little, it's, I don't think you should just let some stranger just walk into your community like that. Don't you have to be
No.
like brought into it by somebody already or something like that? How does that work?
Yeah, the people that lead the group, you have to come to what's called a textile meeting first, which is in a restaurant. We have a monthly meeting, and everybody obviously in a restaurant wears clothes. And the people that lead the naturism group, have to meet you and have to fill out a profile thing and have to learn more about you, and you have to come to that first. You're on probation for like 90 days, and there are actually rules to follow. And if you break the rules, if you come on sexually, if you make advances, if you do certain things and break the rules, you get kicked out. It's not a swingers group. It's not a sex group. It's just none of those things. And since I've been in it now for over a year, there have been people that have gotten kicked out. They've gotten warnings, and there are others that have just gotten kicked out. It's like, no, you're in the wrong place if you're there for that. It's not a singles group. Yeah, people meet each other, but that's not the intention. So,
So, Mel,
anyway,
somebody, Danimal put this up for you. He says he knows of a clothing optional winery B&B you could check out. It's got really nice older couples are the owners.
oh, where's that?
It's in Oklahoma, he says. He just needs to remember the
Well,
winery, but it's in Oklahoma.
Well, when we travel out to Oklahoma, we're going to have to check that out. Sadly, Florida doesn't have a whole lot of places, which is amazing to me. The further west you go, the more places there are. But anyway,
Ooh,
that's
you there? Oh, she got kicked again, guys. It's been, she's trying. She's not trying to be kicked out. So, what kind of things in the chat do you guys like to do in the summer till she gets back? Remember, this is just what's free or very cheap to do. So,
yeah, and some of those places are not, very cheap, but anyway, the pool parties and things are going to people's houses, stuff like that. So anyway,
so
that's
it's not a swinger. So let everybody
no,
get this straight. It's not a swingers like key
no,
parties and
no,
stuff. This
no.
is just people who get together, have barbecues, swim parties, but they're naked. That's the only thing is they're no clothes.
Right. I mean, the group actually does things like they'll have bunko night, or we'll do a bourbon tasting, or we'll have a game night, or we'll have a Super Bowl party. It's it's totally like doing any other activity, only we just prefer to do it
No
without
twister
clothes
though,
on.
right?
Yeah, no twister, no twister. Danimal, I see that now. Clothing option winery and B&B. That's cool. And it's funny because I'm in my 60s, and I was like so worried, like, oh, all these people are going to be in their 20s and 30s and everything. And a lot of the places we go to, people are kind of like in their 40s, 50s and older. Some are younger. So anyway, so anyway, sorry about all that. Hey Loki, hey Matcha. What are
No,
some of
when it just got brought up, I figured there are people who are interested because you even see in the chat people are there are a lot of people who do like to swim naked in their own yards. Jeez, I mean, who doesn't like to
yeah,
be naked in your own home? So just think about it when you're with friends who are like minded. there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what people like, that's what they like. It takes all kinds of people to make the world go round, in my opinion. Hey,
Well, like
Boston.
Ashley said, about being ashamed about body. I mean, I'm overweight. I've lost weight, but I'm overweight. One of the things it does, believe it or not, is it removes all the body shaming. Um, you see all sizes. I mean, I've had breast cancer and a reconstruction. So one side of me is not the same as the other. You see people who have no breasts, who've had, no reconstruction. You see people who are large. You see people who are tiny. You see people who are misshapen. You see people who are scarred. You see people with artificial limbs. You see people in wheelchairs. You see people using walkers. Honest to God,
Big
all
boobs,
the
little
things.
boobs, no boobs, deeks, little ones.
Exactly, exactly. And I'll tell you something, it becomes very liberating because you realize that not only are we all different, it sort of becomes the great equalizer in that after a while, none of that matters. There's no body shaming, there's no nothing. I was so afraid, I was like, oh, I'll be the biggest one there. Oh, hell no. Um, and I was like, well, I'm afraid I'm going to get to the pool and I'm not going to want to take my clothes off. I walked up to the pool, I took my cover up off, and I just got in the damn pool.
And you know what?
It's,
I think the older we get, the more comfortable you are in your body. You just don't care anymore. You're like, you know what? I had to worry about my appearance for all these years. I think it's like older people who let their hair go gray. They're just like, you know what? I've had my hair colored all these years. Why do I care what society thinks of me anymore? This is who I am. You take me or you don't, and I really don't give a shit. All right, enough.
yeah, I mean, it's that's kind of, I think that's the idea of for us for having fun. It's that we can have fun and really be who we are without all the trappings of what am I going to wear, what am I going, what am I going to do, all that kind of stuff we get hung up on. So that's just my little thing about how naturism has actually helping me in my retirement, especially after 2 years of being locked down with COVID, during the whole pandemic. Talk about going from one extreme to the other. But anyway, looking at some of the ways other people have fun, fishing, going swimming, going to the movies.
Fairs,
Um,
going to
yeah,
the
yeah,
carnivals and stuff
the
like that.
animal, the animal having a primal party. I mean, you'd be surprised how there probably are a lot of closet naturists that probably really want to do this. Maria, I hear you about the surgeries and stuff. Like I said, I have a scar, even though I have reconstruction. I have scars. I have scars from where they took tissue from my reconstruction. But you know what? It's kind of like, who gives a flying F? I see other people with scars, and all of a sudden, none of it matters. And yeah, Dan, well, I mean, I'm in my 60s, and yeah, single people can go. Usually they have to be kind of vetted, by the group, particularly single men. They really make sure they're in it for the right reasons. So let's
When did you
see.
become comfortable with what you have? What age were you, Mel, when you're like, you know what? I just don't care. Because I could tell you, Tim's mom came down when she was 60 years old, and we went to do spray tans for my daughter's graduation.
Hmm.
And she took it all off. And the lady's like, well, no, you can leave your underwear. She goes, look, I'm 60. This is what you're going to get. Take it or leave it. Because I just don't give a F what people think nowadays. I'm too old to care.
I
So,
think it was last year.
okay.
I think when I met Bruce and when he asked me the question about how do you feel about nudity, and my first thought was, well, it serves me well in the shower, you know. But then when he told me, that he had been kind of, because his wife who passed away was not fond of it, so he had to kind of do it when she wasn't at home and all that kind of stuff. And he had never really gotten to experience it. And then when he joined this group, it was very liberating for him. And so he wanted to be able to enjoy it. And I was like, well, I'll try anything once. And then I realized I'd try it twice and three times. And, then we went to the resort and I was all kind of uptight, but at first, but I had talked to people at the textile meeting who told me about it, so I felt like I knew what to expect. And now I'm kind of like, oh, when's the next pool party? And are we going to play bunko at somebody's house, or what's going on? We've got something literally going on 2 or 3 weekends a month for the next, like, I don't know how many months. There's Halloween party, there's football watching, there's a Christmas party. um it's amazing. So, yeah. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, I've beaten breast cancer twice. So, and that's the other thing. Having had breast cancer twice, I kind of feel like my body may be misshapen and I'm overweight, but I'm still here, so I might as well freaking celebrate it.
Hey, I agree.
So,
There ain't nothing to be ashamed of, anyways. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
So he
Hey,
says it's called the
everybody.
Wakefield Country Inn and Winery in eastern Oklahoma, Mel. So you might want to write that down if you ever travel to
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I took a screenshot of it. I took a screenshot
All
of it.
righty.
So, uh, what are some other things people do for fun or that you'd like to explore this summer? I know some couples, some people do things, whether it's for friends or a significant other, they'll make like coupon books, like good for a massage, good for a walk in the rain, good for doing whatever you want me to do in the kitchen or in bed or whatever. Or,
I find that to
hey,
be more of a winter kind of thing to do
well,
because you
yeah,
can't
you
get out
can you
much.
can
So
do
you do a
that
coupon
too.
book. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that too. Seagull, I'm glad you're liking this talk.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see.
Arrowhead hunting.
Yeah, arrowhead hunting. Sometimes people, it might be going into a movie. It might be ice skating, even in the summer, if your location has like an ice skating rink. There you go, Landon. Walk around naked in your yard. Who cares?
Everybody's congratulating you on beating cancer. They're glad you're here, they said.
You. Thank you. Loki, I love that. Scars are just tattoos, but with a real story behind them. That is so freaking
Deep.
true.
And it's deep, too. It's very insightful.
That is
Good job,
so
Loki.
true. I love that. I saw a book. My plastic surgeon's office had a book of like women and men, because men can get breast cancer, who had had tattoos over their scars. And I'm thinking of redoing mine, because I actually had my tattoo done to kind of make it look like it was still sort of a natural breast. But I'm trying to come up with some sort of meaningful tattoo. So I got to think about that. So, anyway, what are some other things you guys can think of to do over the summer that would be fun? Yeah, ice rinks are open almost all year. Woodworking, somebody said woodworking and drinking beer. Casey, there you go. Oh, give your ex a coupon book and she traded them to coworkers. Yeah, that would be awkward.
Figure skating.
Figure
Okay.
skating. Yeah.
Oh, I love skating.
Yeah,
Roller skating, I
skating.
still like to do. Yep. It's
Going
even
to the
nice to go
beach
ice
at,
skating in the summertime because it's hot outside and it's a way
oh
to cool down.
yeah, going to a lake, a beach, a river, packing a picnic. What are some other things you guys like to do? Do any of you like to do things like go to a zoo?
Not in the summer, I don't. The smell. I know I don't. But in the
Oh,
spring,
Maria, I'm
anime.
sorry.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Zane.
I have not seen you in forever. I've been down sick and everything,
Oh,
and I have
she's been
not.
hiding, and I've not been on, so I haven't seen her in forever.
Uh-uh. Kaz,
Zane,
welcome.
or Maria, I didn't have that kind of cancer, but I've had one of those too. Hey, Kaz. Naked tomahawk throwing in minus 30-degree weather with slow blowing up your hiney. That would keep you awake, Loki. Wood burning. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Hey, Kata. I missed you, Kata.
Hey, Kata. I'm glad you're back, Xana May. I hope you're rested and you're ready to get to your grind.
Yeah, I've
Science
missed you,
Museum.
Xana. I've missed you, Xana. We need to talk.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, me and her do too, but not in like you guys do, because I know you two are like best friends. So
going
I
to
just
the science
appreciate both you ladies'
museum.
friendship.
Going to the museum and the 45th Infantry and Firefighters Museum. My boyfriend likes museums too.
Hey,
Um,
Jeffrey.
those are good to go to. Yeah, museums. Do any of you like to do artistic stuff? Music, art?
We could even the aquariums with the
Oh yeah.
interactive. I mean, if you have kids, but even as just a couple or as friends, you guys just go and have a day out. And, there's one in Houston that actually has a couple like little cheesy carnival rides and a little train to go underneath like uh, the aquarium. You like kind of go through the aquarium.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
neat. Oh, metal artist. That's very cool. Hey, little Jeffrey.
Okay, Danimal.
Metal artist is very cool. I like the wood burning. Oh, and mushroom hunting. I've heard about that.
Mushrooms like that you're going to get high on, or mushrooms that you're going to cook with. Either way, I don't like either. So, but I can see where people, I've heard that they like to do that. I can see if you're an outdoor naturalist and you actually are into the mushrooms, either way. Yeah. Paranormal
Paranormal
investigations.
investigations, that would scare the crap out of me.
Well, all right, Zanime, you have a great day and get with me.
Bye, Xana. We'll chat soon, honey. Oh, cooking. Okay, cooking.
Yeah.
I wish I could cook. My boyfriend's the cook.
What about grilling outside with him? It's,
Yeah. Now we grill, and he's got like a flat griddle that he puts on the grill, which is pretty cool.
Linda,
Yeah,
welcome.
Mike's car whole YouTube lives. Hey, Linda.
Yeah, YouTube lives. Those are for nighttime, Mike. We're talking about daytime. What can you and somebody, well, even in the evenings when you ain't got a YouTube live to do? No, that's not Linda Carhole. That's a
Oh,
different, that's not Mike Carho's wife, Ashley. She's from the street
Dremel,
teams.
Dremel engraving. Ooh, that's pretty cool. A paranormal investigator. I can't even say
Yeah.
it. The words are
Their
too
t- their
hard.
group likes to go into haunted places. They like to check out ghosts and like monsters and Miss Linda, I wasn't going to put that out there, but if since you did, yes, she is Stax 727's mom, so people know. I was keeping your identity, Miss Linda. So, but if you want to out yourself, it's no problem. I just
That's
won't do
very
it.
cool. All right, so
Yeah.
riding motorcycles, going to the drag strip or dirt track.
What about outdoor drive-in movie theaters? I know there's not a lot around, but there's a lot there are a few that are around. That is one of our favorite things me and Tim used to do when we lived in Fort Knox in Kentucky. We'd go to Ohio or Indiana. There's one in Corden, Indiana.
You be a proud mama, Linda. That's the way it
Oh,
should
yeah.
be.
Tim's mama comes on, and lots of moms come on and say hi and wives, but they usually don't like to tell people. So that's why I wasn't going to out you, Miss Linda. So
Ooh,
it's your
cave
place or your
exploring.
son's. Ooh,
Yard sales, yeah, yard sales are fun. In fact, my boyfriend and I were talking about oh, not yard sales, flea markets, but it's been so doggone hot. There's no drive-in theater here anymore, which absolutely sucks because we'd love to go to a drive-in theater. We just
oh
don't know
God,
if we'd
yes.
ever, we're not sure if we'd see the movie.
You know what? Has always had a truck. So we back in and we have our boombox, so we could listen to the radio, or you can do it right through your car stereo. But we just like to take a little boombox, tune it to the right channel. Um, we take blankets and pillows, or we do like a little blow up mattress and put back there. We bring our pizzas or McDonald's or whatever our own food is that we want. But there's always a concession stand. And sometimes you know, you forget what the first movie or the second movie is. I'll be honest, but that's so fun. Nobody can see you in the bed of your truck unless they walk by. So there's that little daredevil, but yeah, you're not at a high risk. But there's that little, yeah. I
That's
won't
funny.
deny that's been done a couple times. So
Oh, rock hunting is cool. There are some neat there's some neat places around here for rock hunting. There's been a lot of dredging near where I live over the years to make the river deeper because we're a port city, and there's a lot of cool artifacts from the English, the French, the Spaniards, from the Timucuan Indians. They get a lot of cool things that come up. I
yeah,
think rock hunting and artifact hunting is very, very cool. Mike likes Mike likes
Mike, he's bad.
likes
He's
to
just
drop
bad.
debris on the bike trail. Are
I
you
think
the
he
one?
likes. I can see him doing that too. That's what's not. It's not even a joke because I can actually picture him doing that.
That's where all those nuts and bolts go, and all the BBs and things.
Miss Luck, we if you check my community page and Mike's, we have it posted every week so that everybody knows where we're at. Um, Me and Mel usually do every other Wednesday at 4:30, but things have come up for her right now, so it's going to be only one Wednesday a month until fall, and then we'll go back to our normal schedule.
Well, one thing that some couples do is they take cooking classes together. And I know, like, there's a grocery store chain down here in the South called Publix that will sometimes offer them. And sometimes you can find some in other places that are kind of cheap. If anybody is a vegan, I know locally there's some places that have even vegan cooking classes. I don't know, has anybody ever done a cooking class?
No.
I haven't either. Well, you know how to cook. I need one to know how to cook. Hey, Miss
But
Luck.
I did when I got married at at a young age. It was just I burnt a lot of stuff until I didn't, and
Has anybody ever done those wine and painting things? I know some
no.
people like to do that. I think there's one near here called like painting with a twist, and you take
Yeah,
your
we
own
do
wine.
that. Yeah, I was just going to mention that when you were finishing your thought is we do go to painting with the twist where you could take your own alcohol, you could take your own food, and which we don't drink anything, but we take our sodas or whatever, our water, and we just sit there and have a good time. COVID shut it down a lot of the places, and some are
Yeah,
just trying to get their. And then we got hit with hurricanes, so it's just trying to get back, but you know, you could buy all this stuff at Walmart's and you could
yeah,
still get little classes online and do it at home.
yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Cass. KC, it's something you can even do with a friend. Um,
Kaz, have a great day.
Casey, it's something to even do with a friend. That's one of the things with these ideas is it doesn't even have to be with a partner. I think, hey, Loki, body painting, that's okay. Um, oh, the hot pepper challenge. um, it could be a lot of these things. We talk about couples, we talk about married couples, committed couples, we talk couples in relationships, but I really like the idea of, hey, Bonnie, I think we need to think outside the box, outside the circle, outside the triangle, and really think about what are some things I could just do with a friend, a female friend, a male friend, a new friend, an old friend, you
What
know.
about body painting with your partner? I saw Loki said that he likes body
Yeah,
paint, but you know what? Put down a sheet in the evenings outside so it's not messy on the grass
yeah,
and just cover each other and paint and do your business. Or even if you're not doing it sexually, just get down there and roll around, wrestle, or tickle, whatever, and see what kind of art you guys create.
Yeah, do it with a shower curtain, you know,
Yep.
do it in your living room with a shower curtain,
A white bed sheet,
paint
whatever.
with food, you know, paint with food, paint with, you know,
Maka, I
Parmesan
used to do those all the
chocolate
time too.
sauce.
Paint by numbers.
Yeah, paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Um uh
Fishing, yeah.
yeah, you know,
Paintball.
the other paintball, yeah. Fishing, yeah. I know yeah, painting by number. I would challenge everybody in this group to do something out of your comfort zone, no matter how small it is. Go to a hobby store. If you've always thought, oh, I can't paint, I can't draw a straight line, go get a little 6x6 white canvas and a little acrylic painting set or some watercolor paper and some watercolors and let your inner child play. Nobody has to see it but you, and just have some fun.
Yeah.
Um, when I was counseling, one of the things I'd do would get some drawing paper and some crayons and put them in front of the um, the clients, and we'd do a form of art therapy, you know. And sometimes I'd give them a subject, and sometimes I wouldn't. And sometimes I'd let them draw with their dominant hand, which is the hand they usually use. And other times I'd say, okay, now I want you to use your non dominant hand. Use the hand you don't usually use to write or draw. And maybe I'd give them a topic, maybe I wouldn't. And the things they did were amazing. And maybe I'd say, okay, draw a story about your family.
Hey,
And they
Bunny, welcome.
Hey, Bunny, and they'd come up with the most amazing things. So, you know, you want to learn to play an instrument. Get on YouTube. You want to learn how to raise fish. Get on YouTube. Oh, Maria made 2-floor miniature house, made cups from wire and nuts. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Really, I'm serious. Find something. Look on YouTube. Go into Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's. Go on to Facebook Marketplace, Etsy. Look
Walmart's
on
has a
your
craft area, a little aisle too. It's not a
Walmart.
lot, but Walmart's does
Yes.
a basic stuff that even if you get the stuff for the teen girls, for girls, that little pottery stuff, that making the bracelet, it's just starting you out to find what you would like. It's a start. But look, it's
Uh,
summertime. And there's so many things that you guys can do in the winter, such as bowling and painting. You know what? I know it's hot for some that don't like the heat, but the evenings and the mornings, there's so much you could do outside with your friends or your partner. And this is the time. I mean, summers are limited to us all. Let's be real.
oh,
And it's
little Jeffrey said skydiving. Woo.
that's another thing you could do in the fall, the spring, mild
Yeah.
winters if the
Yeah.
weather's nice. But you
I've
know,
done uh I've done parasailing in the summer, and I'll tell you something, when you're up about an
Maya,
eighth of a mile or a quarter of a mile up, you literally don't hear anything. And it's amazing. It's amazing. You know what? I'll tell you something. If there's you could probably throw a stick and hit a Dollar General, a Dollar Tree, a
a
Family
family dollar.
Dollar. And matcha, I didn't see it, but you just said it. Dollar Tree has craft things too. You could go spend under $5 to get some craft stuff, and and just I don't care if you're male, female, married, single. I don't care if you use popsicle sticks and pom poms. I don't care what you do. I guarantee you could have fun playing around and making something.
You know what
There's
I
a
used
guy.
to do? Is
What's
take
that?
popsicle sticks. Have the kids eat popsicles. You wash them off, you let them dry, and then you get the glue and see what you can build out of them. Even with the kids, that's something you guys can do in the evening, especially on a rainy night in the summer and they can't get out and they're fidgety. save all their popsicle sticks from all summer and spring and fall for throughout the year, and then in the evenings on the rainy nights and stuff, build projects together.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan, well, that's, it's hard to say. I will tell you something that there was a friend of mine who actually met somebody by taking a craft class at a Michael's store. They were making holiday wreaths. Now, I know that may sound hokey to somebody, and that may not be what you want to do, but they offer painting classes, stuff like that. Bunny Foo, there's another one. Church groups, good place to meet. You know, everybody says, oh, the frozen food aisle or at Home Depot. Sometimes it's when you least expect it. Church groups are a good place. Sometimes going to like, I don't know about you guys. Do any of you have like pop-up shops at where you live where they have like art festivals or music festivals? I know around here there's like sometimes it's too hot, but there's like a lot of art festivals and music festivals. It could be any kind of music, but they'll have like arts and crafts festivals and stuff like that all the time. Go to I don't know, go to an animal adoption place, not with the intention of adopting an animal, but I guarantee you'll see people who are interesting. Um, Oktoberfest, yep. Outlaw Nation concert, there you go. Casey said Scorpios. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. Um, I don't know what other kind of group events happen where you guys are. Sometimes Danimal,
Uh,
there's sometimes Danimal, there's like children's events or children's festivals where you can go.
you know what we've been thinking about trying to organize, me and Tim, is a block party. We're on a cul-de-sac, so getting all of
Oh
our
yeah,
neighbors. If we get over 80% permission, the police will let us block off the street on each end of our cul-de-sac, um, and everybody kick in and set up the grills outside. And with all that money kicked in, that's what the beer and the sodas and the waters and the food is about. And just have a dance party out in the street.
yeah. Hey, Spencer's. Yeah, Danimals, that's really good. I mean, going to concerts and things like that, large groups to meet people. I'll tell you somewhere else people meet people, and that's at volunteering events. Go volunteer to do things. I don't care if it's stuffing backpacks. I don't care if it's loading water somewhere or a food bank.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed at the people you'll meet at volunteer events, and
Community
sometimes they're
pools
just
too.
fun. Yeah, community pools.
Do not meet at a club because, I mean, I met my husband at a dance club, so but not one of those. It was a post. It was an NCO club for E5s and above. It was a military club. But a lot of times in the club, you meet somebody after you're drinking, and I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work for some, but from the whole, there's so many places that you can meet people who are interested in a long term relationship, not just a hit it and quit it kind of fly by the
Yeah,
night because I'm drinking kind of night.
yeah. Little Jeffrey, you and your kids go camping. I'd say if you've got kids, get involved in activities that involve kids because there are going to be other parents there who are single. Um, whether it's indoors or outdoors. Sometimes there are those indoor trampoline places, there are indoor go kart places. I know sometimes you got to watch for things that because they get kind of expensive, but sometimes this is going to sound silly. Sometimes Google can be your best friend. I know where I live, there's actually an organization that's I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's like activities to do with kids. So, you might even type in free activities in town to do with kids, or low cost activities to do with kids, or low cost singles activities, or whatever. And I'm not talking about like singles groups,
Yeah.
but
And sports, because me and Tim were on a softball team on
yeah,
base when we
yeah.
first got here. So we did softball, and there were a lot of people on there.
Yeah, Bunny, that's a good one. Group tours. Victoria used to go to a dance at a community center for people with disabilities. That is awesome. Oh, another one. I can't dance worth two beans. My boyfriend took dance lessons, and I said I was going to take dance lessons, and I not only have two left feet, I think I have like two left everything. But some of the dance places will have like, you can get like a free group lesson, free individual lesson, or they'll have like social nights where it's maybe $5, $7, and you get free lessons, or you can just sit there and kind of watch people, or the instructors will give you free lessons. That's fun.
And what
Um,
about a lot of big cities? If you have to research it, what about speed dating?
yeah, yeah. If
It's
somebody wants
fun.
to do
You
something
meet,
like
yep, different people, and it just gets you out of your comfort zone. And there's so many people who just meet by accident at a gas station, or you bump into each other. You walk into a building and you look and you lock eyes. I mean, that's what me and Tim did. So, I mean, weirdest
there's
things on how people meet. It's when you least expect it.
if any of you are familiar with the app Meetup, there are some weird groups, but there are also some really good groups. I belong to
Yeah.
quite a few of the groups. My boyfriend belongs to some of them with me, and then he and I have some separate groups because he scuba dives and I don't. We joined some groups for couples. The couples can be married or dating. They're not singles groups. But through that, we're meeting other couples, not naturists, but other couples. And like, they just opened a sugar factory here in town. So we went to brunch at the sugar factory. Way too expensive, but we did it.
What kind
We
of
went
groups
to,
are they that
they're
you
like,
find like that?
like people that like to go out dancing, or try different restaurants, or
Okay.
go axe throwing, or they like do different things. um go listen to live music together. Some of them are more into like hiking and stuff like that than we're able to do. But a lot of them are into like stand up paddleboarding, kayaking, hiking, biking. There's some that are into business stuff, for networking. If you look at Meetup, there is a group for everything. There's a group for pets. I used to have a group for people who liked small dogs, and then I had to give it up because it was too much with my work. You can start a Meetup group. If you've got an interest in something, you can actually start a Meetup group, for like people who like nuts and bolts. I don't know, start your own Meetup group. Um, yeah, if you want to do dating apps or something, that's fine. Friday night social night at the bar on base. Oh yeah, but you got your son on those weekends. Loki, what's a SCA event?
Renaissance Fair, I think he said.
Washington State SCA. Forgive me if I don't know what some of these mean.
I think he said it's a Renaissance Fair, and they set up and build full communities. It's like LARPing,
Oh,
live action
oh,
role playing, and they dress up.
oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got some of those because I live north of St. Augustine, Florida. Society for Creative Anachronism, medieval reenactment stuff. Oh, Loki, that is so cool. I live north of St. Augustine, Florida, so there's a lot of people who do reenactment stuff actually for careers. Society for Creative Anachronism, medieval reenactment. That is so cool. There's a few places around because we've got a lot of forts and like Fort Clinch and uh, Matanzas and different things. There's a lot of stuff like that. If you want to learn how to play cards, bunco, different kinds of games or stuff like that, you could start a group. Um, that is so neat.
There's
Bingo,
also
yeah.
bingo. Let me tell you something. Bingo is not an old person's game. Even growing up, I thought
No.
when I heard bingo, those are for grandmas. Let me tell you, I got into it in my early 30s. I'm telling you, there is more younger people playing. Now, you do have the older crowd that goes too, but there's different times. Go to the late night bingo. That could be fun, and it's a place to meet a lot of people too.
It can be lucrative too.
Yes.
It can be lucrative too. Yeah, Linda in Florida in Gulfport Beach. Yes, I'll tell you something. This is years ago, but my grandmother lived in an assisted living place, and I would go over to her place to play bingo. They had more of a social life than I did at the time, and I won one night. I won like three games, and the pots were only like $10, $15. I thought I was going to be beaten by people by their canes. I mean, it was nuts. Oh, Boston J, you're in South Polk County. I'm in Duval County. um
Don't laugh at bingo, Casey. I'm telling you, if you don't go play it once and play the pool
yeah.
tabs and see. It's cheaper than the casino, but you could still win. And yeah,
Oh, and Loki,
don't
you made
knock
me
it.
think of something here with the chainmail with the claymore sword. There are people, somebody earlier mentioned like metalsmithing. You can get into like the metalsmithing. Um, I know there are people who are getting into glass arts. One of my friend's sons actually has gotten into glass art, and now what he's doing is he's actually taking ashes or fur from people's pets and incorporating it into his glass arts and selling them as memorials. Um, so that's kind of cool, but you can do glass work, learn glass blowing, you can learn metal smithing, you can learn some really cool creative woodworking. My boyfriend is getting ready to set his shop back up for he's got every kind of equipment you need for from woodwork. And yeah, Loki, to build a forge, I've seen on some of the shows on TV where they build these amazing maces and knives and swords, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. I think just just to kind of put it out there for this show. I mean, I know sometimes I'll tell myself I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Well, that's a lie. Or my boyfriend and I will be talking, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. There's a billion things we could do. We just can't figure it out. Um, Learn to dance, learn to two step. You know where I learned to do a few little steps of line dancing was through a community school taught at a high school after hours one night. I don't know if places, other school districts do that,
Hey,
but
John,
usually the
John.
hey, John. Usually they'll community schools will teach everything from ceramics to how to play the guitar to how to sew, and couples can do this, or you can do it by yourself. Um,
Escape rooms are fun. I've
oh
always want.
yes,
I can't say that I've never been, but we don't live by one. But there's one in Texas that I've seen, and I keep telling Tim I really want to try it.
oh, Miss Luck, that was good. If you won 500 pounds on 50p. Hey, John. Yeah, I mean, if you are willing to step out of your comfort zone, if you're willing to, oh, the murder mystery dinners, those can be fun. If you're
Yes.
willing to Google low cost entertainment in my area, low cost things that you can do inside, low cost whatever. If you're willing to go to a craft store and look around, if you're willing to go to the Dollar General or the Dollar Tree and look around, I guarantee you, you will find something to do that's fun.
Ashley, go to the escape room alone. There'll be other people there and you will
Yeah,
meet people and they'll incorporate you because you go in as a group. You don't go in by yourself. What they try
that's
to
right.
do is when you go in, they have so many people because you have to work together and you will be put in a group. So if you want to do it, go for it. Don't just want to. Life is too short. If there's something you want to try, go.
Yep,
See,
and
Mike,
actually
bingo is
that's
fun.
and that's actually how to make friends. It's the same way with some of the laser tag places that
Yeah.
you don't have to go in with anybody. You know, you go in, you play laser tag. It's fun. Bumper car or not bumper cars? What are those? The little racetracks that you race around. This we've gotten into this. Oh, KC. Oh my gosh. Is that a wood shop, KC?
No, I think it's like his garage, like a work garage.
Oh my gosh, my boyfriend would be so jealous. He just moved the rest of his woodworking stuff down here from Arkansas and he's trying to get his shop set up. But I think in our society we've established or we've gotten stuck on this thing that we have to have somebody to go with or be with to have fun. You know, go to one of these ceramic painting shops or I don't know, go to a music store and tell them you want to see the piano that teaches you how to play piano. You have no intention of buying the piano probably, but you want to see it demonstrated. Go to the sewing store and have them show you the sewing machine that makes patches or something. Do something that's just silly and goofy and then go treat yourself to ice cream or something. It doesn't cost anything to go get demonstrations of stuff and just have fun.
Nope,
Okay, see a big wood shop. Oh my gosh, my boyfriend would be so jealous. Go to a junkyard. If you like cars, go to a junkyard.
definitely.
Oh, big
And
the
a
big
lot
one
of
if you
new
have a big
blockbuster
shop.
movies too. If it's hot out during the day and you want to, make sure you can go to a nice movie and it's nice and cool inside.
Yep. Treat yourself to the big popcorn, you know, you only live once. I just get away from this concept of I have to have somebody to go with. If you've never gone to a restaurant and eaten by yourself, think of one restaurant that's not fast food that you would be willing to go to alone and eat. Maybe it's a little diner or something like that. Go at lunchtime or go between breakfast and lunch or something. Step out of your comfort zone and go and realize that you're going to go in, you're going to eat a meal. Maybe you'll look at your phone or a book or something in between, and you're going to walk out and you're going to have this amazing sense of accomplishment that you did it and you didn't die, not from the food and not from going alone. And you can check that off your box, and you're going to start to feel more empowered to do other things alone, whether it's going to a movie or going to do something else fun. And you might find that you start meeting people that way. Because if you have it stuck in your head that I always have to be with somebody, I don't have anybody to go with, what's going to happen? You're never going to go anywhere. Any other last thoughts about places you can go, things you can do that are low cost or free? Hey, Chris. Never ghost hunt alone. Yeah, that might be one. Yeah, I am, Seagull. I'm big on out of comfort zone. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm probably the most guilty of staying stuck in my comfort zone for way, way too long. And I missed out on a whole heck of a lot in life. Um, I did after a boyfriend died 13 years ago. I kind of went into my self imposed work, 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 go home, work, go home, work, go home. And I stopped living. I totally stopped living. And I can tell you it was the worst thing I could have ever done. And I missed out on life. I missed out on probably about 16 years of my life because that was the way I thought I was just supposed to deal with it. If I just work and go home and work and go home. So, this is the voice of experience speaking. Step out of that comfort zone, take that step, and you won't regret it. Yeah, pool halls. Yeah, Ashley,
Yep.
you're right. You won't go, and it's true. Mike's Carhole likes hiking.
And pool halls are a great place to go if you could just get a pool hall that's not in a bar. So, hey, Chris. Hey, Jesse. Welcome.
A beginner's flight, learn to fly for under 100 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Luck, you're right. It's a shame. There are some places that, unfortunately, because of the economy, have been forced to close. But you know what you do? You just Google some more. Seagull, my boyfriend died of kidney cancer. When I met him, he was in remission, and we dated 2 years. And in the second year, he came out of remission. And so I helped take care of him, and we just kept fighting. And unfortunately, I'm not going to say he lost the fight. I'm going to say he went to a better place. And unfortunately, it was the first time, other than losing my grandmother, that I had lost anybody really close to me. And I just kind of imploded. And so I just turned to work. And even though I was a trained grief counselor, I didn't take my own advice. So that's why I'm so big on, the only way you're going to move on is to kind of move out of whatever you're stuck in, one little step
Yep.
at a time.
You got to be brave to put that foot in front of you. And Danimal, that's cool. Tim was a pool shark. When he got kicked out at a young age, that's how he survived for a while, was playing pool.
Oh
So,
wow. Yeah,
yeah.
Mike, you do feel welcome in strip clubs as long as you show me the money. Oh, red eye. Hey, yeah, walking creeks and fields for artifacts. My boyfriend has I always call it a Geiger counter. That's not what it is. A metal detector. And I can't wait to go out with him and do some metal detecting.
Sorry for your loss, Chris. I know it's been a while, but,
Oh, sorry, Chris. You there's one saying that has gotten me through the loss of my mother, my father, and that boyfriend, and especially my boyfriend says, we were supposed to spend the rest of our lives together. However, it gives me comfort to know that you spent the rest of your life with me. So if that gives you comfort to think about that they did spend the rest of their lives with you. Oh, so Red Eye, you've done the metal detecting. I've never done it. He's found a lot of cool things. We have a lot of springs here in Florida, and people are notorious for losing jewelry and sunglasses and phones and all kinds of things right near the entrances and exits and the steps at the springs. So that's where he and his daughter used to go with their metal detectors.
Fairgrounds after the fair leaves would be a good place too, with everybody on
Oh,
those rides and stuff falls out. But I just know when I'm sitting on a beach and somebody comes up by a metal detector near me while I'm enjoying, yeah, I don't like that. So I think early mornings or late nights for people who want to do that meddling, I'm all for you and support you, just not during my tanning time,
yeah,
please. That's all I'm asking. Stay away from me
yeah,
when I'm in my tan mode. Now I
and
have
and
a
I
pool, so I don't go
yeah,
to
and
dirty
those things
water.
can be expensive, but I would suggest to people that things like Facebook Marketplace,
Yep.
um, you know,
Buku.
yeah, OfferUp, next door apps, look at places like that to get the things you might need for metal detecting and things
Estate
like that.
sales,
Yep.
divorces,
Mhm.
people doing yard sales. Yeah, because a
Uh,
lot of people, when they get divorced, they're going to sell their wives or their husband's stuff. It
yep.
happens a lot more than you think.
When you drive by a house and you see everything that's been thrown on the lawn.
Yeah.
So,
Some people even throw stuff away because they think it doesn't work, and it only is a few dollars to get it fixed. So nothing wrong with going by and picking something up you see, and at least go down and check it out and see if it's going to
right.
cost you more than a new one to get it fixed.
Yeah. And like we were saying, things like estate sales, garage sales, flea markets, those could be fun things to do, either,
Yeah,
with
alone or
with
with
your
somebody.
partner or alone. And if you're afraid you'll spend too much money, don't take much money with you or don't take any money. Just look
Learn
around.
to haggle. That is a true art form. And you
Yeah.
know what? Also, for those who have kids that are on summer breaks, yard sailing and stuff like that, get them involved. There's always something even kids like to look at a yard sale, estate sale, stuff like that. So there's a lot you could still do with your kids too. We were giving you stuff as romantic or like as with friends, but a lot of the things we mentioned, except for sex in the pool or body painting naked outside, but you can play in the rain. You can go for walks. You can go bowling. You can go to a outdoor drive-in, a movie. You just have to keep it PG 13 when you bring the kids. But everything we said tonight or today, yeah, is just about compatible with children too.
And things like flea markets, estate sales, things like that, teaching kids how to bargain, teaching kids how to manage
Budget.
and budget. Yeah, maybe they go with $5 and they see something they want, or they see two things they want. Some of these things are little life lessons that you can teach on the way, but it's a fun way to do it.
Hey,
So,
spokesman.
hey, spokesman. So, there are a lot of fun things you can do with your kids, even, a lot of these things that we've mentioned. Um, but you're also teaching them some life lessons along the way. So, you guys have been awesome with bringing up a lot of ideas, and I hope maybe we've shared some. Hey, HBR,
How you
hi,
doing,
I
HBR?
missed you. Um, I hope that you guys have maybe shared some or learned some here, that maybe there's some things you haven't thought of that you could try over this summer. I know here in Florida where I am, if it's not 100 degrees, it's raining. Not only is it raining, it's thunder and lightning raining, and it's raining sideways. So, you have to kind of be able to think of things to do in the morning, at noon, at night, if it's raining, if it's hailing. I think we had golf ball size hail somewhere here in Florida recently. If it's 110 in the shade. But hey, Jesse, I think the key is find ways to have fun, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with a friend, whether it's by yourself. Don't don't let the summer go by. Yeah, naps. Hey, Mike, there's nothing wrong with naps. I take them regularly. I'm retired. I take them
But
like every
HBR is younger than both of us.
yeah, I take them like at, 10 a.m., 2 p.m. I take them kind of like some people take medicine every 4 hours.
Wow. See, I can't nap. I already have insomnia. If I took an afternoon nap, I'm not sleeping for 2 days. I already went a week
No,
without sleeping, and it wasn't a good look. So
yeah,
yeah,
no, I've got the same problem with insomnia, but this back pain stuff is just it's got my sleep all
see, in
back.
Louisiana, when you say you're not over 100, it's raining. For us, we could be 80 to 115. We're not getting the rain, and if it does, the rain comes down so warm. And that's why I say we play out in the rain sometimes, because it's warmer out in the rain. You know what I mean? Our pool is like bath water after the first 2 weeks of summer, but
Oh,
we
no.
love it. And so we don't get the rain a lot. We actually hate it. So
Well, here we've had like, okay, in the Gulf, do they still have red tide? In the lakes, do they have blue-green algae warnings? It's it's like, where can you
that's true.
go? It's totally nuts. So it's like really, really crazy. But I hope you guys. I've had fun being back with the group. I've missed you totally, totally 1,000%, and today's been good for my soul to see new names and to see familiar names, and to be back with Lori. That's been fun for me. So we will
Me too.
we'll
It's been
continue with.
hard. It has been
Oh,
hard with you gone, but you know what?
so
We're
sorry.
always in communication together. So
Yeah,
and I've let a lot of people know why, not specifics, but you know what? You got
yeah.
a lot going on in your life, and as you told them tonight, you got a lot of pain and that you're fighting through and stuff like that. And when you're hurting and you can't make it, you know what? The show's not complete without, it takes both of us. And if we have to cancel, we have to cancel, as hard as it is, because we do miss and appreciate everybody in our chat,
We
um,
do, and I
and
do,
each
and
other.
I
So,
don't cancel lightly. Just thank you, Ashley. I don't cancel lightly. I really don't. It's I even tried. There was one week I was going to try to lay in the fetal position and, and do the show, and it just wasn't going to happen.
nah.
But just know, guys, that I love you, Lori. I love you. I miss the show when we're not doing it. I'm doing so many x-rays, MRIs, CT scans and tests and probes that I don't know, maybe they're experimenting on me. I'm not really sure, but
Mm.
between that and I'm supposed to have some cataract surgery. I might actually be able to see again too. That ought to be pretty cool.
That would be cool for you, for sure. So we will be back in. Oh, there she is. We'll be back in a month. Like I said, during the summer. Hey, Maria, how you doing? We're doing just one show a month in the summer till the fall comes back up. Now, if she feels up to it in 2 weeks and she decides, hey, Lori, let's do it. You never know when we might pop up and do an extra one. But once the fall starts back up toward end of August, we'll be going back to 2 times a month. But for now, while she's getting all using the summer to do all she needs to do to get healthy and enjoy the summer like the rest of us.
We're trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and anytime I get a chance to float nude in a pool, I know that's too much information, but it's actually
Oh
good
no.
to back.
I don't think there's anybody who doesn't admit, if they have their own pool, that they're not out sunbathing or floating or swimming naked in their pools if their kids aren't around. And if they say they don't, they lying, because I do. That's what that warm water. I mean, you can't help it. And how you gonna get an even tan? Let's just say that.
Yeah, well, I don't have a pool, but that's part of being part of that group. But the summer is
Oh
when
yeah,
they're
well
all
I'm not a
having a
part of the
pool
group.
party.
Wouldn't do it in the group. It's just not me. But for my husband and me, when we don't have kids, 'cause, I always wear a bathing suit. It's just me and Tim. What did
There
Terry
you go.
Bradshaw say in his movie? When are the kids gonna move so I can walk around naked? And what does he do? He does it, and his kid walks in and catches him the very first time. And he's like, "Hey, you moved out. You like it? Don't come back."
Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week and next week or two. And like Lori said, if we can do it in 2 weeks, we will. If not, we'll be back for a week at sometime in August. God, it's August already, almost.
Nope, you got, yeah, almost 2 weeks.
How the frick did that happen? Jeez Louise.
Summertime goes faster than winter. It sucks. I don't understand. That's why I live in the South, because I get summer from like March through December. Well, we have a salt and a sand filter HBR, so trust me, the pool gets clean. Plus, we get once a week shock treatments. That pool is crystal clear water, and instead of just having a normal chlorine pool, we did the sand, and then we added a salt system, so we get double filtration instead of just one.
I
So
like
our
that.
pool is cleaner than most, especially a community pool or the beach or an ocean or a lake. Let me just tell you that.
I like that. I like that much. I keep telling your husband you're going to get a kiddie pool. Guys, you take care. Thank you for
Yep.
joining us today. And remember, we keep it real. We keep it straight talk. There's no drama here.
No
And when
embarrassments and no filters.
that's right. And when you come to Straight Talk with Lori and Mel, you're going to get lots of love and we're going to keep it real. We'll catch you the next time.
All righty, guys. Have a great night, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you on the next Straight Talk. Don't forget tonight, late night crew at Loki's 13M. So check us out. We'll see you tonight.